Hello! We looked at Shapley values last time, which is a way to distribute the value of a grand coalition to the players in a fair way. We now look at four properties of Shapley values that people really like, and they can help us find the Shapley values quicker in some cases. The first good property is efficiency. It distributes V of n to all players. So that is our first proposition. The sum of the Shapley values over all players is V of n. For our proof, we will first take any permutation sigma and calculate the sum of all the marginal contributions of all the players. Now instead of summing over all the players, we can sum over the elements of each position. So we can rewrite our sum as sum of I from 1 to n, the marginal contribution of the element at the ith position. Since a permutation is a bijection, the two sums are equal. Using the definition of marginal contribution, we can expand this sum as this expression here. Notice that there is a lot of cancellation involved, so we are left with v of lambda 1 to lambda n minus v of empty set. And this is equal to v of n, the value of the grand coalition. So the sum of all the marginal contributions for a permutation is v of n. We now apply this to calculate the sum of the Shapley values over all players. This sum can be written like this, using the definition of Shapley values. We can take out the constant 1 over n factorial and rearrange the sums to get this expression here. Now we can use our work above to simplify this to 1 over n factorial times the sum of v of n over all permutations sigma. But v of n is just a constant, so we are summing v of n over the number of permutations of n, and that is n factorial. So this gives us v of n at the end, so that is the sum of the Shapley values as we wanted. Our second good property is symmetric. Now two players I and j are symmetric if v of c union I is equal to v of c union j for all subsets c of n minus ij. Essentially, this means that they contribute to coalitions equally. For example, in the ice cream game, B and C are symmetric. There are two cases to check. If we start with the empty set, then adding B or C will give us value 0. If we start with the set A, then adding B or C will give us value 1. So B and C are symmetric players. Intuitively, if two players contribute the same to every coalition, then they should receive the same value back. And that is what the Shapley value does. This proposition states that if I and j are symmetric players, then the Shapley value of I is equal to the Shapley value of j. Even though this looks like an obvious fact, the proof is actually a little bit more involved, so we will give you an idea of how the proof works. We start with all the permutations of n, that is in Sn. For each permutation, we will look at where I and j are and swap them to get a new permutation. When we do that, we still get all the permutations of n, and that's because the swapping operation is reversible. We will calculate the marginal contributions of I using the permutations on the left, and calculate the marginal contributions of j on the permutations on the right. There are two cases, either I comes before j or I comes after j. And because they are symmetric, the corresponding permutations should give us the same marginal contributions for I and j on either side. So overall, they have the same sum of marginal contributions, so their Shapley values should be the same. And here is our proof. We define a function f that maps Sn to Sn, where f of sigma is obtained from sigma by swapping I and j. This is a bijection, as f inverse is equal to f. We now claim that for any permutation sigma, the marginal contribution of I in sigma is equal to the marginal contribution of j in f of sigma. There are two cases. In the first case, suppose I precedes j in sigma. We let C be all the elements preceding I. In f of sigma, C is also the elements that precede j. So the marginal contribution of I in sigma is V of C union I minus V of C. And the marginal contribution of j in f of sigma is V of C union j minus V of C. Since C does not contain I nor j, and I and j are symmetric, V of C union I is equal to V of C union j. So the two marginal contributions are equal. In our second case, suppose j precedes I in sigma. We let C be all the elements preceding I except for j. In f of sigma, C is also the elements that precede j except for I. So the marginal contribution of I in sigma is V of C union j union I minus V of C union j. And the marginal contribution of j in f of sigma is V of C union I union j minus V of C union I. Once again, since C does not contain I nor j, and I and j are symmetric, V of C union j is equal to V of C union I. So the two marginal contributions are equal again. So the Shapley value for I is equal to 1 over n factorial times the sum over all sigma delta sigma of I. From our work above, we can replace delta sigma of I with delta f of sigma of j. But because f is a bijection, summing over all possible f of sigmas is the same as summing over all possible sigmas. So this is equal to 1 over n factorial times the sum over all sigma delta sigma of j, which is the Shapley value for j. And that completes our proof. Now these two properties can help us simplify the calculations of Shapley values when players are known to be symmetric. Let's consider the example of the unanimity game. Suppose we have n players, and the only way to get any value is if everybody is in the coalition. So V of S is equal to 1 if S is equal to n, and 0 otherwise. We can see that any pair of players is symmetric. So phi of I is equal to phi of j for any I and j. And since phi is efficient, the sum is V of n, which is 1. Dividing this over all n players, we see that phi of I is equal to 1 over n for each player I. And they are the Shapley values for this game. Our third good property of Shapley values is the dummy player property. A player I is a dummy player if V of S union I is equal to V of S for any subset S of n minus I. This means that the player does not contribute to any coalition. In our earlier example of the 101-seat parliament, where we have 4 parties with 40, 22, 30, and 9 seats, we can verify that Party D with 9 seats is a dummy player. No combination of A, B, and C exists where it is not a majority, but adding 9 seats gets a majority. So for any coalition, adding D does not change the value. Now intuitively, if you have a dummy player, then they should get a payoff of 0, and that is what we have here for the Shapley values. Our proposition states that if I is a dummy player, then the Shapley value of I is equal to 0. See if you can come up with a proof for this proposition. For our proof, we take any permutation sigma and suppose that player I is at the jth position in the permutation, so sigma j is equal to I. The marginal contribution of I is delta sigma of I, which is equal to v of sigma 1 to sigma j minus 1, and then I, minus v of sigma 1 to sigma j minus 1. And this is 0 by the definition of a dummy player. Since the marginal contribution of I to any permutation is 0, the formula for the Shapley values will give us it is equal to 0. And that completes our proof. We will note that the converse of this is not true. A player could have Shapley value 0 and not be a dummy player. However, if a game is monotone, then the converse is true. Our last good property is additivity. This is a bit of a strange one, but it is helpful if we have multiple games with the same set of players. The idea is, if we add the values of these games together to get a new game, then the Shapley values are also added together. Here is our proposition. Let NV1 and NV2 be two cooperative games. We define a new payoff vector v3 by v3 of s is equal to v1 of s plus v2 of s for all subsets s of n. We let phi ij be the Shapley values of player I in n vj, where j is equal to 1, 2, or 3. Then, the Shapley value of player I in the third game is equal to the sum of the Shapley values of player I in the first game and the second game for each I. We will leave the proof of this as an exercise. So in summary, Shapley values satisfies 4 good properties: efficiency, symmetric, dummy player, and additivity. Now there is a good reason why these 4 properties are specifically discussed here, and that is because there is a deeper result about Shapley values that we will not prove here. And the result is, the Shapley value function is the only one that satisfies all 4 of these properties. That means that if f is a function that maps a cooperative game MV to a real vector Rn, and all 4 properties hold, then f gives the Shapley values. Now Shapley value deals with the fairness of distributing the value of a coalition. This is one of the 2 desirable properties of an outcome. In the next lecture, we will look at the other desirable property, and that is the stability of a coalition structure.